Welcome to the Battle Zone. That's right, the AWL Canadian branch, AWL Strong and Free, is back.
The whole contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, making use of winning the ring from the mean streets of Niigata. Well, at least it looks like he got beaten up. Tanaka, Kenich.
Well, looks like somebody had an absolutely miserable off-season, and that makes me feel good on the inside. Now, Thug Life Tanaka Kenich coming out here without the Devastation Corporation, and yet with what appear to be several rather severe injuries. Methinks these two things be related. More investigation is required. Speaking of things that require more investigation, Thug Life Tanaka Kenichi's opponent tonight. Something weird is going on with the Spirit Dragon. Case in point. We first saw this unusual appearance and behavior in the six-way scramble match for the Canadian National Championship.
Did we forget to pay the electric bill?
No, apparently not.
His opponent making use of winning the ring from Atlanta, Georgia. The Spirit Dragon.
Well, if you remember Shynron from past seasons, he's normally a very colorful character, lots of lights, lots of, like blues and whites and all sorts of cool colors. But no, he seems to have gone dark in some kind of way. I don't know what the heck's going on here. He had this appearance, as I said, during the Canadian National Championship six-way scramble match during the preseason, but yeah, I don't know. Again, more investigation is necessary. And if you want to continue the investigation, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, join the Animated Wrestling League, and you will never miss an episode of the AWL. 10 minutes on the clock, and oh! Both men go for a flying strike and get absolutely bupkis, but a standing bulldog, and it looks like Tanaka Kenich managed to even screw that up. How do you screw up a bulldog? Even I can do that move. Collar and elbow tie-up. Snapmare by Shynron going off of the ropes. I'm thinking some kind of a kick here. Yes, he does. Sliding single-leg dropkick right to the temple of a badly bandaged and bruised Tanaka Kenich. I mean, it's not like I give a damn about the guy, but something happened to this guy during the off-season. And I am only speculating that the fact that the Devastation Corporation is not here probably has something to do with that. If I had to go into, again, full speculation, I cannot guarantee that... Oh, Tope Suicida, never mind! Hold on a minute. A Tope Suicida that actually hit Thug Life Tanaka Kenich, hit an offensive move and made it look cool. That's new. Anyway, I was saying, and this is, again, pure speculation. I made so many jokes last season about what's going to happen when Kenichi's checks start bouncing. Maybe this is what happened. You get the crap kicked out of you. Sidney Bacabella, not a man you want to cross. He's got friends in low places. Big boot. And a big drop kick as well. We're on the outside here. 20 count on the outside, of course. Whether we're in Japan, or in Canada, or anywhere else in the world, AWL rules in effect. Ooh, metal barricade getting a clanging sound throughout the AWL Battle Zone here in the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. 8 minutes and change as both men return to the squared circle. Shynron to the spinning slam, almost a big modification of a Michinoku driver. Boom. And going up to the top, Shynron can do absolutely impossible things from up here. Oh, look at that! It just goes for a simple 450. My god, is Shynron slowing down his style? We're only going for the 450 off of the top? That's like a bottom rope maneuver for him. Series of kicks. I love it when Tanaka Kenich gets kicked in the face, don't you? Tanaka Kenich, of course, coming in with the worst win-loss record in not only the Animated Wrestling League, but I generally think in all of professional wrestling. The Brooklyn Brawler and Gilbert have better win-loss records than this guy. Shynron, on the other hand, 40-25 in AWL competition, ratio of plus 15. If the New Year's tournament were held today, he'd have a guaranteed berth in that tournament with the Spirit Dragon, which frankly makes me wonder why he thinks he needs this big change. Because he doesn't look like this is a deliberate fashion choice. He's changing himself up, and I don't know why. Ooh, a hard right hand, not even bothering the rules, just a punch to the face. Technically, that's illegal in professional wrestling. Then again, no one's actually enforced that in years outside of a pure rules match. Oh, now what? Spinning around, going for a knee drop to the inside of the... Sorry, elbow drop to the inside of the knee. And now going up... What is he doing? Oh! Thug Life Tanaka Kenich doing something stupid, but somehow managing to hit it. This is weird. I mean, he's clearly fighting through pain and injury here, and the more of those... Ooh! Very similar series of kicks there. Referee correctly calling for the rope break, though Tanaka Kenich not happy about that. Senior official Joey Baba Ganoush, the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family, on the call tonight, or on the call, yeah, has the match tonight. Into the cover here, 1, 2, and 2.5. Thug Life Tanaka Kenich almost won a professional wrestling match. Alert the dirt sheets. We, of course, have our AWL Joshi Championship on the card tonight in the main event. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, Amy Wade will be making her first defense against the highest-ranked contender from AWL Strong and Free. That is the non-binary nightmare, Max the Impaler, and Shynron not even bothering with the high flying. Just going straight down and engaging in a series of strikes with Tanaka Kenich. This is not the Shynron I know. I mean, it is the same guy. I mean, his mask doesn't cover that much of his face. It is him.
5 minutes have elapsed. 5 remain.
Halfway through the time limit in this non-title bout. We also have, a little bit later tonight, we have got a tag team match. It's going to be T49P versus Bullet Club Gold in the Bullet Club Gold debut tag team match. Oh, the Canadians can count along. How nice. Can you do that in French? One through his sticks here as Thug Life Tanaka Kenich trying to take this up the entrance ramp. You know, there was one point in his career, he was actually known as a hardcore wrestler. Tanaka Kenich actually won a tournament. The Clash of Styles tournament we had. Oh, it had to be a good 6-7 years ago now. Representing hardcore wrestling, believe it or not. Oh, okay, can we keep the spotlights on them, please? Halfway through the count now. Less than 4 minutes on the clock. But halfway through the count, that's more of a worry at this point. Going up, vertical suplex. Down. A double countout is a push for both men. As far as win-loss records go, and of course, Tanaka Kenich cannot afford to give up any kind of a win, even if it's a cheap one like a countout. Bullet Club Gold versus T49P a little bit later. All of that stemming from the unprovoked attack by Bullet Club Gold during the preseason on Kid Canada. We've also got the new strong Openweight Women's Champion in action tonight, Willow Nightingale. Oh, wait a minute. Shynron, instead of taking a win, comes right back out. I admire the sportsmanship of that.
There are 3 minutes remaining.
I think he got up to 6 that time, and I'm actually un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, I believe it is. I'm still learning French. And by still, I mean not. And now, Shynron, let's see what he can do for the top here. He's thinking double dragon. Can he hit it? No! The double dragon does not connect. But the Niigata Street Cutter certainly does. Isatsuwa's a Niigata... Oh, wait a minute. Hey, ref, look up. Shynron getting out of that by the skin of his teeth. Thought Kenich can't go a match without cheating. But hits another knee, got the street cutter, and... What? Okay, that cannot possibly have been a knockout. What the hell? He won?
Unfortunately, here is your winner, Tanaka, Kenich.
Or maybe all he needed was a good beating. I mean, I've been saying that for years, is he needed a good beating, but now that he's had one, he wins the match. Holy crap. Alright, a little action in the Joshi division. A couple of powerhouses about to beat the living tar out of each other.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, introducing first, making her way to the ring from Transylvania, accompanied by the Manipulator, representing Monster Union, Wild Thing.
Wild Thing coming off just barely surviving the Boxomania match at AWL 400. Removing Betty Bubbles from the Animated Wrestling League. And now, a one-on-one match with a tag team champion. Of course, Wild Thing and Neko Musume are a tag team most of the time. I'm actually kind of surprised Neko Musume isn't out here supporting her partner, but yeah, I don't know what the Manipulator has planned. I'm assuming this is a strategy of some kind.
And her opponent, making her way to the ring from the laboratory, accompanied by her creator, Dr. Jigoku, representing the Augments, one half of the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Tag Team Champions, Project Kaiju.
Well, I stand corrected. It seems to be a fairly even playing field here, as Project Titan also not at ringside with her tag team partner, the co-holder of the Tag Team Championship of the AWL Joshi division. And of course, we just had the Forge the 4 tournament to see where that's going to go in the future. And for the Women's Tag Team Championship, Monster Union currently the 3rd rank in the AWL Best 4. It's Athena Jane and Amy Wade, Yin and Yang, Monster Union, UK Gen 2 are the current list of challengers for the AWL Joshi Tag Team Championship. So I would not expect a scientific wrestling match between these two. This is going to be two very powerful women just beating the living tar out of each other. I wouldn't expect a great deal of strategy either, unless it's coming from the seconds at ringside. The Manipulator and Dr. Jigoku both present in this non-title match. Of course, singles match, tag team titles cannot be on the line, because this is not WCW. And wait a minute, not going for the quick roll-up pin, instead going for a slam. Not entirely sure that was a good idea. You could have just gone for the quick pin, maybe surprise your opponent. Not horribly likely, but not impossible. Big slam. Oh, duck the chop into a DDT! And I stand corrected. Maybe Project Kaiju's been reprogrammed over the off-season to actually have a bit more of a brain. Ooh! Chest first, right across the top rope, that steel elevator cable surrounded by rubber piping and electrical tape, vinyl tape. That's where the red and the white coloring comes from. Of course, here in AWL Strong and Free, the rope's invocative of the Canadian flag, as you might imagine. Here in the GTA, we are grateful for the opportunity presented to us by both the nation of Canada and our Canadian investors in this, our new home on native land. Hard elbow shot right to that, boxing her about the ears, quite literally. An interesting judo throw by... Uh-oh, what is this? Downward spiral, actually, into just smashing her face into the canvas. And what's that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being told there's some kind of a disturbance going on backstage. We are going to be sticking with this match in its entirety. However, whatever the heck's going on back there, we will have security camera footage for you at the conclusion of this contest. So stay tuned for that. Okay, can you please stop yelling in my headset now? I'm on the air. Yeah, we're live, pal. Alright, we're just going with it here. Project Kaiju in control of Wild Thing, at least for the moment. Wild Thing breaks free. DDT! A nasty, vicious-looking DDT into a... Man. These two women, Uranagi! These two women, this robot, or this cyborg, I should say, and this lethal lycanthrope. I'll have to pop my peas every once in a while and take a look at that fireman's carry position powerball. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! If she had been a mere human, that would have cracked her in half. Vertical suplex. Oh! And the back paws coming down on the corner of those corrugated steel steps. A quick reminder that we are in the AWL. It means AWL rules apply. 20 count on the outside. Suplex onto the... okay, that's concrete. That's the concrete floor of the arena. The ice has been cleared away, because of course this is an ice hockey rink. That's just the concrete. Oh no, no. We saw this earlier, but oh, right on the floor. Meta-human endurance and durability on display as Wild Thing with a rolling heel kick that does not take the giant off her feet. Bear hug attempted, or wolf hug, I should say. Oh! Hard, nasty strikes, a bell clap. And they're up to 12. These two need to get back in the ring and quick. We're going to have a count-out finish. And a double count-out is a push. No wins, no losses on anybody's records. And just for the record, coming into this match, Project... Hang on, where are we here? Project Kaiju, 5-1 in her AWL career. Wild Thing, by far and away the veteran, 23-32. Lycanthra Bomb upcoming, and she hits it. Lycanthra Bomb. The 1, 2. Okay. Wild Thing in this is her 56th AWL match. Only Project Kaiju's 6th match. That's the difference in experience here. But Wild Thing currently sitting on a win-loss ratio of -9. That's what put her into Boxamania last season and would do again if we were to have another Boxamania match right now.
5 remain.
Halfway through the time limit of this contest, the AWL 1, 2. The Animated Wrestling League, failure is not acceptable here. You are expected to win matches or at least be competitive over the course of your career. Couple of hard shots into the floor. Still coming up tonight, the AWL Joshi Championship on the line in the main event. The new new NJPW Strong Openweight Women's Champion is in action. And Bullet Club Gold will make their official tag team debut, going up against T49P, Team 49th Parallel, Hassan and Kid Canada. That's all coming up right here, right now, on this episode of the Animated Wrestling League, Strong and Free. Just under 4 minutes, one way or the other here. What is... I thought Kaiju was going to go for something a bit bigger than a simple shot to the back there. And that could have been a mistake. Belly to belly slam! Belly to belly by the... I'll just say it, the big dog! And Wild Thing going up to the top rope. That's not her usual milieu, but she hits the splash. Not happy about that rope break, though a correct decision by the referee. A good call by senior official Joey Baba Ganoush, the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family. Atomic drop into some soul food. The back paws coming into play. 1, 2, no. Wild Thing's starting to get a little bit desperate here, and I don't blame her. Going to Lycanthropomb.
3 minutes remaining.
Lycanthropomb, number 2, Lycanthropomb. She kicked out once, will she do it again? 2, she will not. Wild Thing overpowering Project Kaiju to pick up a victory with her signature maneuver, her Hisatsuwaza, her ultimate technique, the Lycanthropomb. 1, 2, 3.
Here's your winner, Wild Thing.
Okay, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're still screaming in my ear. They've got the video feed. This is from just a few moments ago during this match. Action in the backstage area. Let's take a look at that. And there you have, that is Neko Musume, the tag team partner of Wild Thing, and Usa-chan. Usa-chan is not a member of the AWL Strong and Free roster. She is not supposed to be here. She is contractually obligated to AWL Hontai over in Japan. But this is from the backstage area of the AWL Battle Zone. I don't know who let her in the building, for one thing, but Usa-chan going after Wild Thing's tag team partner, Neko Musume, and I'm having trouble figuring out why. And oh, puts her right through the table! Wood splinters shattered everywhere, and the beatdown continues. We did manage to get security out there to break these two up. But there's going to be consequences for this. Up next, we're going to have to deal with the Bullet Club again. Thought we got rid of these guys.
Bullet Club.
But Bullet Club Gold apparently legally a separate entity from Bullet Club, so the ban on Bullet Club in the AWL doesn't count.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for 1 fall.
Are we going to get a cease and desist order because of that? Because I really don't want to have to deal with that kind of hassle. Oh, they brought their own pyro.
Making their way to the ring, the tag team combination of Rockhard, Juice Robinson, and the Switchblade, Jay White. Together they are Bullet Club Gold.
Well, as I think the entire wrestling world is aware at this point, Jay White, the Switchblade, banned from competing in Japan, banned from competing in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But last season he made his AWL debut here in Canada, making the argument that AWL Gold was his ticket back to Japan. If he can get his hands on the Grand Championship or the World's Tag Team Championship, apparently with Juice Robinson, he would have the opportunity to return to his stomping ground, the land of the rising sun.
And their opponents, making their way to the ring, the tag team combination of the Arab American Dream, Hassan, and the reigning Animated Wrestling League Canadian National Champion, Kid Canada. Together they are T49P.
This match coming about after Bullet Club Gold attacked Kid Canada after the AWL six-way scramble match for the Canadian National Championship during the preseason. And this is revenge. This is letting these men settle it in the ring. They brought in their friends. They brought in the tag team partners. But this time it's going to be a fair fight. 15 minutes on the clock. Bang a gong, we are on. Jay White is 1-0 in AWL competition, a victory over Razorwing at the end toward the end, I should say, of last season. Kid Canada, on the other hand, comes into this match a record of 63 wins, 57 losses, ratio of +6 in the AWL win-loss records. And he is, of course, the reigning Canadian National Champion. Tag made to the Arab American Dream. Hassan, a Grand Slam champion here in the AWL, as Jay White is Grand Slam champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hassan, one of only 2 members of the Strong and Free roster in the 100-win club, 102 wins specifically to 90 losses, ratio of +12, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. He is in line for a Canadian National Championship match by the rules of the 6-way scramble, since Kid Canada did not pin Hassan or make Hassan submit. Hassan gets a title shot. Unless and until Kid Canada loses the belt, everyone who he didn't beat in the scramble gets a title shot. And right now, that's a lot of people. Lee Masters and Sammy Nix both have title shots coming to them in the future, assuming, as does Tiger Mask 3, assuming the Kid Canada can hold on to the championship. But that's all for tomorrow. That's all for next week. That's all for later this season in the Animated Wrestling League. So hit that subscribe button so you do not miss an episode of the Animated Wrestling League. 13 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock as the referee begins a 20 count. Jay White, being a highly experienced New Japan Pro Wrestling competitor, will understand the 20 count. He will understand how to use that tactic, that strategy to its pinnacle, to its peak. And Jay White is, well, it took me a long time to figure out what it means to breathe with the switchblade, and frankly I think it took Jay White a long time to figure out what it means to breathe with the switchblade. We know who he is now. He is the catalyst, he is the manipulator, he is the mastermind, he is the one who makes his new era of professional wrestling. And now he's operating both here in the Animated Wrestling League and in All Elite Wrestling. Currently the same Bullet Club tag team in a feud, I believe, with All Ego Ethan Page, because that's a guy that you want to cheer. And tag made to formerly flamboyant Rock Hard Juice Robinson. And he is in, this is actually his AWL debut. He's never had a match here. We'd never seen him in the AWL until just during the preseason, during that 6-way scramble mugging of the Canadian National Champion. But now that it's a fair fight, Kid Canada, more than putting up his own, big back body drop by the Canadian Champion of Canada, Canadia. He's the Champion of Canada, the Championadian. That sounded better in my brain. Juice Robinson in trouble, the left hand of God, seemingly surrendering to the truth of atheism here. Tag made, in comes the Arab American Dream. We're going to see a tag Kogeki. Sidewalk slam position, and the bionic elbow. If you couldn't tell from the music, Hassan, a childhood fan of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He is an AWL lifer, a Season 0 original, going up to the top. He's thinking something all-American. He might be thinking, no! Cross body block. I think he might have been, I thought he was going to go for the Patriot Missile drop kick. But instead goes for the high cross body, connects, but not enough to get that final and fatal 3 count. And, oh no, gets caught, collar and elbow, off the ropes, Juice Robinson, another bionic elbow, into a lariat, and Hassan wants to get his hands on Jay White. Tag is made, and Jay White, not exactly running away, but he is making himself scarce here. He's not exactly coming in to help his partner all that much. Well, partner might be a bit of a stretch, more like minion. Slam into the turnbuckle, cover, 1, 2. Oh, and Jay White just a little slow on
5 minutes
that.
elapsed. 10 remaining.
Now he wants the tag. In comes Hassan again. They collide in the middle of the square circle and back to those bionic elbows. Jay White in trouble. Now looking for something very similar to White's own Blade Runner. It's the paradigm shift on the Arab American babyface, and it is a knockout. KO, says the referee, and let's take a look at some of that action. The teamwork incredible by T49P, getting a measure of revenge on Bullet Club. And that ain't the Blade Runner, ladies and gentlemen. That is the true and original paradigm shift.
Here are your winners, T49P!
And it looks like Juice Robinson. Yeah, I don't trust this. Juice Robinson sticking out his hand. Hassan gonna be a gentleman. Oh! Ooh. Typical Bullet Club bullshit. Well, after that nonsense, I think we all need a palate cleanser. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have some fun. I am not rapping. Sorry, Ian Riccaboni.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall of the ring, number 24. And her opponent in her ring from Long Island, New York, representing all Leisure Wrestling, she is the NJPW Strong Women's Openweight Champion, Willow Nightingale.
Willow Nightingale defeating Mercedes Monet in what I would call the upset of the year at Strong Resurgence in New Japan Pro Wrestling to pick up that. Well, honestly, I kind of like the look of it. Strong Women's Champion. It's a palette swap belt, and you know what? I don't mind that. It's a little bit of parity. I suppose it depends on what you think about the Strong Openweight title design. 10 minutes on the clock, picks her up, sidewalk slam, and that is trainee number 24 from the AWL Dojo. And of course, we do have this tradition that we do allow some of our higher ranked trainees to have a little bit of ring time against professionals here on the main roster. We make them wear the full face masks so that when they do eventually make their AWL debut, if they are fortunate enough to complete our training program, that they're not sort of burdened by this. This is how we sort of erase memories of the young lion time. We call them young dragons because of course, the head trainer at the AWL Dojo is the original AWL Dragon, first ever AWL champion. He's now in charge of our training system. Side Russian leg sweep by trainee 24 to Willow Nightingale, and of course, should the impossible happen, and there'd be an upset victory by our trainee, that would not only be an automatic graduation, I would argue, but would definitely get a shot at the Women's Openweight Championship. And Willow showing the power, the Snake Eyes in the corner, going for a cover here. Fighting spirit being shown by the trainee on her way out. On her way up from the floor, up from the canvas, collar and elbow tie-up, up, down! An Uranagi side slam, followed up by a drop kick. As Willow Nightingale, you will believe that the Nightingale will fly. They called her the bird in The Bird and the Bee for a good reason. She's going up. Oh, cross body block at a nearly impossible angle. Going with the Babe with the Power. Is that the Babe with the Power bomb or just a regular gut wrench suplex? I'm not entirely sure. Of course, she uses that Babe with the Power bomb because apparently she's a Labyrinth fan, which, good for her. I very much respect her for that. And of course, homage to the alpha male Monty Brown. The pounce period is in play here. But right now, content to take this rookie on a tour. A little bit of a walkabout around the ring. Of course, 20 count in effect. But she's a New Japan champion. She knows all about the 20 count. Right hand. Bulldog! Into those protective mats on the floor. That hurts a whole lot less than going face first into the concrete, but still hurts. You can see from the way they're walking on those gymnastics mats that those are not exactly particularly well padded. They're mostly for looks and mostly to prevent abrasions, and help us keep from scratching up the floor with the ring. Up to 12 now. Oh, spin kick right to the head. People tend to underestimate the athleticism of a Willow Nightingale. Willow and her tag team partner Solo Darling held the AWL Women's Tag Team Championship, the Joshi Tag titles, for an entire season, losing them at the season finale to the Augments to form Tag Team Supremacy. Both women back in the ring now. Hip attack by Willow to get out of a bad situation. And Willow just... This is a lesson. This is a tutoring match, in my opinion. Uh-oh, I think we've seen this before. We're just setting up for the pounce! Period. Into the cover off of the pounce. 1, 2, 3. Oh, she gets... I think she got to the ropes. Just barely. Incredible tenacity being shown here. Definitely driver, and the referee is calling that a knockout, mercifully ending the contest. I do not blame him. There's that pounce. Followed up by the DVD.
Here is your winner, Willow Nightingale.
Again, I'm not rapping. I am not Ian Riccaboni. I'm not that good. For the first time this season, the AWL Joshi Championship is on the line, as is the undefeated streak of Amy Wade.
The following contest is your main event of the evening. It is scheduled for one fall, one submissionary knockout to decide the winner. And it is for the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Championship.
Emerging from the ethereal mists of the wasteland, the non-binary nightmare makes their way to the ring. Now, I should point out, they are the number 3 rank in the AWL Best 4. However, Max the Impaler is the highest ranked challenger from AWL Strong and Free, and it was the decision of the champion that she wanted. While she started her reign, she won the championship in Japan. She wanted her first title defense to be a homecoming here in Canada, in her hometown, in front of her hometown crowd, her family and friends, and all of that. And that meant the top rank of this branch of the league gets the first title shot. And they appear to be now spitting fire, sparks or something, like one of those unsafe toys from the 80s. I had a couple of those, actually. As we await the coming of the AWL Joshi Champion. Champion's advantage, making your opponent wait for you. As the Canadian national anthem rings throughout the battle zone to herald the coming of the champion and her tag team partner, co-number 1 contenders to the Joshi tag team titles, Athena Jane. Here is backup, I guess, but Amy Wade going straight to the ring. She's not dilly-dallying. She wants... There you see it, the Canadian flag on that half of the belt. That's the one she chooses to show to the people. Your very Canadian champion. The first, but now not the only Canadian to hold the Canadian national title, and the first to successfully cash it in. And there you see it, the signature red leather of the Joshi division on the line in this main event contest.
Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the wasteland, the non-binary nightmare, Max the Impaler. And her opponent is the reigning and defending Animated Wrestling League Joshi Champion, making her first title defense. Fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the undefeated True Toronto Star, Amy Wade. This is an officially sanctioned Joshi Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, the AWL Senior Official Joey Papaganoush in charge.
Alright, it's going to be 30 minutes, one fall to a finish. Bang the gong, we are on. This is the main event of the evening. As the competitors, starting off with a flurry of strikes by Amy Wade. She boots Max the Impaler right in the face. That gets the first takedown of the match, and the second as well. Amy Wade, energized, being back home in front of the Toronto fans. She wants a strong win here. Keep the win streak alive, going up to the top rope, including a couple of victories in the Forge the Four tournament. Amy Wade is currently 16-0 in her AWL career. She wants to keep that undefeated streak going as long as possible. We now know what the benchmark is, and that is, of course, Jade Cargill of AEW ending her win-loss streak at an even 60-0. So Amy's got a ways to go here to beat that benchmark. But certainly the best debut winning streak we've seen in over a decade and a half here in the AWL. I think only back to Wonder Kid back in season 0, and I think his ended in the late 20s. Max the Impaler, they don't have the best record. 4-2, so they're on the plus side of the ledger. And they did win their way into the AWL Best 4. Going up, going down. Amy Wade coming off a successful cash-in at AWL 400 in the Tokyo Dome in a Canadian-invented stipulation match, and of course being the ladder match. Yeah, originally that debuted in Stampede. I didn't even know that. 2 minutes in now in the non-binary nightmare, the warrior from the wasteland. Who's got a USA sign? None of these people are American. I mean, Amy Wade is Canadian, Athena Jane is Greek, and Max the Impaler is Wastelandian, I suppose you would say. Bit of a break of the momentum there. German suplex, holds on to her, going for a Rainmaker Lariat. Very interesting, maybe calling herself the Rainmaker, the ace of the Joshi division, and frankly, you could make that argument, given her stats. A 3-sport athlete before she even came into professional wrestling, kickboxing, bodybuilding, and gymnastics, all of which add significantly to her power and her skill in the Animated Wrestling League, and of course she's only grown in technique and ability since being here. She's now incorporated that most Canadian of submission moves, the sharpshooter, into her arsenal, though she does prefer to end her matches with strikes, the Superwoman punch, the knockout knee, and there's another example, a running boot. 20-foot run up there, that 20 by 20 foot ring. Oh no, what is she thinking? Amy Wade, is she going to let her opponent get back in the ring, or is she going to try and do something stupid? I think she might try and do something stupid going out. Max the Impaler waiting there for her. And now the situation is reversed. They have the high ground, and now they're going out to do something stupid. Athena Jane moving away to avoid the disqualification risk. Quick reminder, the title only changes hands on pinfall, submission, or knockout. In the event of a count-out or a disqualification, it doesn't matter. The title remains with the champion. That's considered a successful title defense. Though, if Amy Wade were to be counted out, that would be a loss. Technically speaking, that would be a loss. And that would break her undefeated streak. So Amy Wade, getting deep into her streak now, is willing to take a few more risks. She's doing tag team matches. She's staying on the outside a bit longer. That could be to her detriment. Next, the Impaler. They have a significant experience in Japan, so they're well aware of Japanese wrestling rules, on which AWL rules are definitely based. Fireman's carry position, and the champion is in trouble, and face first onto the steel superstructure of the ring. Referees count up to 13 now, and this is a bad place for Amy Wade to be. She needs to get this back on the mat.
5 minutes have elapsed. 25 remain.
And at this point, I don't think we're going to need all 25. We're to 17. Someone's got to get back in the ring, and someone's got to get there now. Series of kicks. Amy Wade realizes she's got to get back in the ring. And she does at 19. And wait a minute, a little bit of interference here. Sorry, helping her back to her feet. But 20, that's it. Amy Wade wins. Amy Wade defends via countout. The non-binary. Now, watch Athena Jane. Watch the modern-day Amazon. Does she interfere? She doesn't hit them. It's a borderline case, but I think they can get away with it.
Here's your winner, and still Animated Wrestling League Joshi Champion, Amy Wade.
Well, a win is a win, a defense is a defense, I guess. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time. Korede. Kimarida.